What is a plantation? Plantations are large plots of land used for commercial agriculture. Typically, on plantations, one cash crop is grown and harvested by local laborers. Plantations are commonly owned by foreign companies from North America and Europe, or they're used to supply raw materials to big corporations. What can be grown here? There's different crops depending on location, but the most common plants grown are cotton, which is grown in Brazil, rice, which is mostly produced in China, bananas, which are dispersed through Latin America, and tobacco, which typically comes from the US. Social issues, human rights. Many workers experience violations of their rights. For example, an abundant amount of children work on plantations for a full day, so they either don't have enough time for an education or must stay up late at night to learn. Plantations take advantage of child labor and don't support their needs. These kids can be as young as 8 years old and may not live normal childhoods because they must support their families. Social issues, health. Many plantations use chemicals such as pesticides and herbicides. These harmful chemicals are often exposed to laborers. They may even be poured on them while they work in the fields, and there are many dangerous effects that may result from the constant exposure. Negative effects. Effects from the chemicals can range from nausea to chronic diseases such as cancer. Pesticides are toxic and potentially cause hazardous conditions to humans. They also damage the environment by depleting soil or by contaminating water because of runoff. Social effects. Payment. Although workers earn low wages, working for the plantation is their only source of income. Plantations are usually located in developing countries with high poverty rates. Laborers do not organize against the violation of their human rights and fear that they will lose their source of revenue. Social effects. Women. There have been many reports that women are sexually harassed while working in plantations. Women typically do not speak up about the harassment they endure in fear of being fired. Women do not receive benefits such as child care or maternity leave, so they have to bring their children to work with them. Examples. A prime example would be banana plantations in Ecuador. Banana plantations. Banana plantations in Ecuador usually supply multinational corporations such as Dole, Chiquita, and Del Monte. Ecuador is the largest banana exporter. Banana production has been popular in Ecuador since 1948. Labor. Abusive child labor is typically seen in Ecuadorian plantations. Young children work an average of 12 hours every day. Less than 40% of children remain in school by the age of 14. They work in a hazardous environment that includes the use of machetes, the consumption of unsanitary water, and having to haul heavy material without the use of proper equipment. They are paid on average $3.50 per day, which is 60% of the legal minimum wage of banana workers. Laborers, adults. Ecuadorian banana workers have been known to be paid the least out of all banana exporting Latin American countries. It has been reported that an average banana worker makes about $52 monthly. The workers are treated poorly and work in dangerous situations such as constant exposure of pesticides and endurance of sexual harassment. Although their rights are violated, only about 1% are affiliated with workers' organizations. This is because workers try to protest and unify. They will be fired and lose the one source of money they get to provide for their families. In summary, no matter where they are, plantations can be found anywhere, from first to third world countries. They help us get our produce and supply raw materials to factories and producing stations. Sadly, though, the conditions in many of these locations are not the best and lead to problems with the workers and even their produce at times. No plantation is perfect, but there are organizations and programs that can help raise awareness for the hush crimes going on in these places.